Okay, so Mountain Fortress. I was able to achieve the highest score I've ever achieved in Mountain yesterday. If you watch my Mountain videos from a few weeks back, you see that number is almost 2 times what it was a couple of weeks ago. Why did this happen? Well, if you just watch my video on the Stamina Burn event, you will know that I've been doing a bunch of ether enhancements with the red ether, which enabled Priscilla to get up to 17. And I also was able to 5-star Esker, which was my first natural A2. I did a bunch of random unique weapons, grinded up the ones I didn't need. I actually even got to, 2 of the randoms I dropped were actually Esker unique weapons, which was really cool, because I didn't have to grind as many unique weapons to get them, and I lucked out and got a 5-star on a 25% chance. So, but at the end of the day, I got my Esker viable as a support here in Fortress. And I've been talking to my guildies, and they've been giving me some input on timing and when to fire and activate soul weapons and which skills to use and which perks to use, etc, etc, etc. So this first video I'm going to do is just basically a team composition / breakdown, why I bring the team that I bring, and what each hero's role is in this team. So let's start with Priscilla. You'll notice Celica is no longer in my roster. Why? She is my tank. Now I'm going to go ahead and load up my gears here. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So we're going to go ahead and load this. And Priscilla is the one functioning as my tank. So she is on essentially pure attack gears. She does have a P-Def bracelet on, which has predominantly P-Def lines, but with her T2 perk, that converts over to attack. So it's not as much attack as I'd get if I went just pure attack, but when I tried using just a pure attack set of earrings on her, and even a pure attack P-Def bracelet on her, she did die. Even with F-Ray shield where it's at, she did die a couple of times. So rather than messing with that, I just decided to go ahead and give her this P-Def bracelet right here. Okay, so she's still at over 800,000 attack. Once she's 20, she'll probably be right on the cusp of 1 million. I could and have seen several heroes running well over 1 million attack and her surviving, but they had 5-star or 4-star UTs, which I do not have, so that is not an option for me. Now, in a lot of the other composition videos I've seen, she was running either academic achievement, she was running stuck pump, something of that nature. I decided, since she's in the front line taking most of the hits, and this activates upon being hit with a 20% chance, I'm going to go ahead and put Juno Special Dessert on her instead of more defense. These are the perks I ran. I tried running her with Coordination Dark rather than Light, and the score was pretty much the same. So it was a little higher with this. I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'll do a few runs today trying both and see where I end up. But at the end of the day, this does seem to be the better perk. Why, I do not know. If someone could explain that to me. I guess someone was explaining it to me in Discord last night within my guild, and the impression I was getting is that there is somewhat of a cap where this just isn't going to yield too much of an increase because it's only on auto attacks and it's not on skills, whereas this is on everything. So that actually made sense to me when that was explained. It says clearly it's the auto attacks increase the target's received damage from all sources by 30%, and I think it's just a translation thing, and it actually is only from the auto attacks that the 30% damage increase is coming from. And granted, it is from all of the heroes. The only one we're really wanting to amp is our DPS. So unless this is actually amping skills, which, like I said, when I ran this over this, my score was slightly higher with this. Someone explain that to me, though. That's my understanding, and perhaps you can shed some light as to why all the comps are using this here instead. Now, that's my Pris. This is my Laudia. She's not perfect, but she's not terrible. She should have more attack. She doesn't. She's got a lot of mana recovery on attack. She's got a lot of attack speed. In all the comps that I've seen with the really ridiculous high 30 million or whatever trillion, excuse me, plus scores, she's at like 1.4 to 1.6 million attack. Mine is not there, and she's not going to be there anytime soon because I'm using the Bach gear that I have for Pansy. But hey, she's still doing incredible DPS. She spiked at over 40 billion DPS, which is really, really phenomenal. So I can't really complain about that. And I'll work on her attack. Her perks, oh, she also has a lot of crit lines. I mean, 880, and you only need 1,000 on this guy because he doesn't have any built-in crit resistance like Xanadus, and he doesn't reduce your crit chance rate like Protan. So you only need 1,000. She's at 880. RNG wise, Lav's reducing his crit resistance by 300, but that's again RNG. So I have one of my priests running the T2 Goddess Blessing perk, putting her at just over 1,000 crit. So she is critting 100% of the time. This is the perk I decided to run with her, and I smacked this one right before the knockdown, just so that everyone's being amplified with the 25% increased M damage. And she, of course, is also being amplified. I saw a lot of them are running this, which is an additional 30% crit damage as well. And I guess I could take the 150 crit perk off of one of the priests, but at the end of the day, I don't really need it. And maybe I should be running the 30% crit chance. I don't know. I mean, excuse me, 30% increased crit damage. Let me know what you think as far as what perks I should be using on Laudia, but these were the ones that made the most sense to me. Obviously, I can get her some more death pen if I upgrade this, but that's not the priority since I really don't use Laudia anywhere other than in PvP, which isn't even with this UT. And of course, I don't do Tiphys in my guild, so no real sense in upgrading her and investing all that into her as well. So all of her UTs are just with what I've gotten randomly from random drops, okay? So I've never actually bought any UTs for Laudia. Those are just the UTs she's ended up with. But I am curious about her perks. What do you think of them? Let me know. Oddie. So same kind of thing with Mr. Oddie guy here. Haven't bought any UTs for him. Haven't really seen a need. I'm not trying to get the highest score in the world on World Boss. I've just basically gotten his UTs randomly, and the UTs I have are fine for where I use him in terms of guild conquest, etc. So these are the perks I'm using on him. I've seen some folks running them with like attack and this, but whatever. These are, I've got him on 90 TP, which is all I've ever really used him on. So here's his gear set. Lots of MP recovery on attack. Mainly, I just want to have Oddie always having enough mana to have his S3 ready there at the knockdown, so I can get everything reset and spin to win. So that's my Oddie build. Vero, she's on a pocket watch right now. I had Fallen Frey on a pocket watch. I took it off of Fallen Frey because I'm getting plenty of cooldown from Oddie's A2. And bottom line is, I would rather be getting all the perks from this than just additional duration from this on her S2. So I put her on a pocket watch instead. That ensures that I always have her various skills able to be cycled fast enough where on knockdown I can activate her soul weapon most of the time. Usually by the 4th or 5th knockdown, I don't quite have her soul weapon ready to be activated, but this closes the gap not just on her S2 but on all of her skills, so that I can get her soul weapon cycled as quickly as possible and activate it every single time during the length of the battle. So that's why she is on a pocket watch. Now let's go over to my sub team. I'm going to be dropping May, and I'm going to be experimenting today with Annette and with Rehartna. Okay, I'm already way over the diminishing returns necessary as far as penetration is concerned. You don't really need that much penetration in World Boss anymore. You just want to do all your damage in the knockdown phase. She does have really good CC bar reduction with her S3, and with the orb from UT3, you're increasing the chance for additional stun even higher. So may still be the one to use over Annette or over Ray. Ray, however, also has really good CC with her S1. She also provides CC resistance with her S3, but it's only to 75% of the team. And the bottom line is that Ray is bringing cooldown, and when I have used Ray over here in Mountain in the past, it's enabled me to burst 3 times on Laudia's S3. So it's RNG, but it does happen from time to time, and boy is it fun to fire that S3 3 times. I even came close to a 4th time a couple of times, but that was extremely rare and by no means consistent. So that's kind of the one swing character here in this composition is May. I'm using her. Normally, I would have her up and on my main team so that I can cycle her soul weapon activation to ensure I have 20 stacks from her A1 the entire length of the battle, because she does cycle her soul weapon incredibly fast. And the last minute or so of the battle, when everyone is max boofed, guess what? I don't even have those stacks anymore because they've expired and she's used all of her soul weapon activations by that point. So that's why I had her on my main team, but I found score-wise, it's more important to have Vero over there to regulate than it is to have May. So I'm basically forfeiting 120% of the attack that I'm getting from her soul weapon. I think it's 120%. It's 20 stacks of what, 5%? 4%. Okay, so I'm basically, hold on a second, let's see, max stacks 20 times, so, oh wow, 160%. So I'm forfeiting a 160% attack boost for the last minute by not having May over on my main team, which is where I usually ran her. It was also really nice to have May on the main team because her CC bar reduction is fantastic. So once I've gotten all the soul weapons activated, boom, I can just hit the S3 and knock him the fuck down and start going wild. But again, scores were still higher with Vero. If I don't end up using May and I end up using Rehartna or Annette, then I don't even have to worry about that. And Annette's bringing huge M damage boosts. Ray, on the other hand, isn't really bringing too much in terms of boost for M damage amplification. She is, however, bringing attack speed for all. She's bringing mana for all. She's bringing cooldown for all, and she is bringing 50% attack with her A2 activation. So it is something, okay? And that's going to scale across everybody. Esker, he is running as a support. Now, this is my latest and greatest DPS. I made him as an alt, depending on bans and who I'm teamed up with in Guild Conquest. With my current teammate, I don't need Esker, but I never know where I may end up as far as who it is I'm attacking and where it is that I'm attacking, and with who it is that I am attacking, I'm trying to say, excuse me here. So I just wanted to have Esker. Also, I wanted to have him as a DPS for Flow, because if you've watched my videos, you know I hate Flow more than anything else in the game. Well, almost more than anything else in the game. I hate Lab level 5 for Labyrinth of Defense. I think I hate that the most of anything in the game. But that was another reason I wanted to have Esker. So, and he'll do decent in Eclipse as well. He stacks up all kinds of fun stuff there over time. So Esker seemed like a good investment, and he was a natural A2. So I figured, let's go ahead and let's start working this guy. So here is my Esker. These are the perks that I have him running on. And I could put this perk on Vero. He doesn't need mana though, because the gear set that he's on has plenty of attack speed and MP recovery on attack. And he's also got, I believe, some MP recovery per second as well from his... No, this is just damage upon taking. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if Esker is even built right, I'll be honest. Maybe I need to give him more MP recovery on attack. Maybe I need to perk him with this instead of this, and give Vero this perk for the team. I don't know. Someone help me with my Esker build. I want to know if I haven't built right. I don't feel like I have a lot of mana problems with Vero. She's on high MP recovery per... You know what? Let's go ahead and reset that. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. You know, I could give her this. Let's do that. because this doesn't scale to anybody other than her. And that will give her, and maybe even compensate for this. So let's try it. And then I'll go ahead and put Esker on this instead. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong here. If you know a thing or two about this fun stuff, okay? Because I really don't know. So that's my Esker build. And let's see here. Who else we got? Lav. She's just pretty much all crit. She's got the stuck pump. These are the perks for her. And where's May's perks? No, there's May's perks right there. Okay. And then F-Ray. Here she is. Those are her perks. Okay. I had to scale her attack back a bit because Laudia's was too low. So I have her on a bunch of critting, whatever, blinds and stuff. Figure I may as well have her do more damage. She doesn't need mana, she doesn't need attack speed, doesn't need any of that. So I figured I'd have her critting. I don't know, whatever. Let me know what you think. So that's my team. I'm gonna do another video with my run. I'm gonna drop May and I'm gonna put in Annette for this next run, and she's just gonna be on pure attack gears, well, as close to pure attack as I can get her. What the hell? That's enough attack. And then I'll put her on whatever May's on. I think she is on, yeah. So there we go. Put her on that. And I guess those are the ones to use. I don't even know if these amps even hit. I mean, they should apply to him. I don't know. I know you don't run these perks in Velk because they hit the caskets and they don't hit Velk, or they don't half the caskets or something. I don't know. Whatever. So I have other perk pages, or I can build out a different perk page, whatever. You tell me. Those are the perks I'm going to run her with. Hopefully she can survive. And we're going to run with Annette. So stay tuned for part 2. That's my World Boss 1 team composition. We will talk to y'all soon.